All right, we're back. I don't know if is a little better. I'm hoping that it is. We missed the press conference because, you know, that's how these things go sometimes. Let's see. Come on, is there anybody in the chat room? Here's what we know. Here's what we know concerning the shooting this afternoon at the Allen Outlet Malls. 9 people are dead. We just watched, or at least we tried to watch, the press conference coming to you from Allen City Hall. It was that's the big news is that 9 people are dead. That's what we learned. Don't know that we got anything new about the gunman who we all saw is dead. Let me see here what the latest is. Hold on, Mr. Popular. How is the audio now, Byron? How are we doing? Doing any better? Seems better. I did everything. I went to the big house and I crashed everything. Because sometimes you got to do that. Stonebriar is also trending. Okay, let's stop this right now. There is another report about a shooting at Stonebriar Mall. Now we all know the Allen outlets. We know that Stonebriar Mall is the big fancy mall there in Frisco. Let's see what... breaking Frisco, Texas. This is 32 minutes ago. Again, this turned out to be nothing. Breaking Frisco, Texas. Stonebriar Mall in Collin County, just 12 miles from Allen Outlets, is currently being evacuated for another possible active shooter situation, just hours from the ones first down the road. DFW Scanner is reporting, excuse me, Frisco PD is investigating a possible armed person at Stonebriar Mall. There's an armed person at Stonebriar Mall all the time. This is Texas. It's the hysteria of the incident. Stonebriar is like, the big mall, the big fancy mall, the mall that if you really want to scare the suburban white people, you tell them something's going on at Stonebriar. Okay, people, here's the latest. Now we're in with the great unwashed. When you're following a developing news story and you're following the hashtag, if you're on the top tweets, you're getting more legitimate and sourced information. But when you click on latest, like I just did, wow, now we're getting the crazy people. Stonebriar just got shot up. That's what they're saying. Not happening. That didn't just happen. Like I'm having such weird feelings right now. Was at Allen Mall last week and Stonebriar yesterday. That's what social media is about. It's just all about you. It's just about, how do you connect to whatever's being discussed? Frisco police say they released this 18 minutes ago. So this is coming from the Frisco Police Department. This is as official as I suppose we can go on. Short time ago, Frisco Police Department officers responded to a report of shots fired at Stonebriar Mall and are currently investigating. An evacuation of the mall is taking place while officers determine exactly what happened. Please avoid the area until further notice. Okay. People are twitchy, Something happened in Allen, not too far away. Kids who go to the Allen Outlet Mall also go to the Stonebriar Mall. We got some video here. We got some video outside of Frisco. This is where it all goes to shit, right? This is when I try to stream a video, that's where this whole thing is going to bottom out. And I'm going to get mad, and I'm going to yell, and I'm going to kick things. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be 10 minutes of hell for me. And at the end of it, I'm still not going to have any air conditioning. God, it's hot. All right, let me see here. Stonebriar. Boom. There's the Stonebriar Mall. Now, Stonebriar now that was my stomping ground. I lived at various points here in Texas. I lived within walking distance of the old Stonebriar Mall. I love Stonebriar Mall. Stonebriar Mall might be the nicest mall I've ever been associated with. Stonebriar's got it all. That should be their slogan. Stonebriar Mall, it's got it all. Again, I don't think that there's anything really big happening at Stonebriar, but here's some video. Some video that we probably won't be able to watch because the stream is sucky today. All right. Some video from outside Stonebriar Mall. Let's check this out. This is the Nordstroms. That's my Nordstrom right there. Stonebriar Mall. Let's see if there's anything more happening at Stonebriar Mall. Any more latest? I mean, the Frisco police right there. We've got it. Frisco police. They put out a little thing. They said, hey, there is something going on at Stonebriar Mall here in Frisco. Lovely Frisco, Texas. 12 miles away from where this horrific situation occurred this afternoon. The Allen Outlet Malls. 9 people are dead. A bunch more are injured. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people got hurt today. A lot of people got injured. A lot of people in surgeries right now. Keep a good thought. Dare I say thoughts and prayers. My poor grandma is so upset. Her and Grandpa went to Stonebriar because they wake up late and hadn't watched the news. They had to roll through the chaos. Oh, poor Grandma and Grandpa. Fox 4 News, just in. Stonebriar Mall in Frisco has been evacuated. Fox 4. Boy, we got a hot night here in North Texas, huh? We got it all happening. What's this? This looks to be another video. All right, let's see what this is. That's my Dave & Buster's. That's my Dave & Buster's. Stuff is happening. I'm making it personal now. So when I take my son to the mall, we go to Stonebriar. I hang out in the Barnes & Noble there. Be done with this teenage nonsense. All right, here's the Stonebriar Mall. The movie theaters out there. Cheesecake Factory. This is the entrance. This is the big entrance there. Yeah, okay, so this is like the main entrance to Stonebriar. It doesn't look too chaotic. Look at this. What's this? What's this? Is this like a rich Frisco dude's cool ass zombie apocalypse vehicle? Or is that like a Frisco, is that an official like Frisco law enforcement vehicle? Because this is Frisco rich. This is very Frisco rich. Like 45-year-old fat guys who own, I don't know, 5 tire shops. And then they start to, they buy like these completely ridiculous vehicles. I don't know. Is that even, let's find out where that guy is. He seems like he's sketchy. All right, there's that. Kind of just searching video here from Frisco. As we're following the Stonebriar story now, I'm across the street from Stonebriar. Hotel customers at the hotel next door came running back reporting this. All right, see. They now people these alarmists with their tweets. They're now saying there's an active shooter on the loose at Stonebriar. Yeah, that's it. Gin everybody up. Freak everybody up. Here's what this was. I'm trying to be an optimist here because what we know to have happened in Allen this afternoon, it's terrible, unavoidably terrible. Frisco, this is not a thing. This cannot be a thing. This is just, somebody. People are spooked, and it's a couple miles away, and damn raccoon's out on the back porch again. Dog's on point. You get her. There she goes. She's going to get her some raccoon. She ain't going to get the raccoon. She does this every night. The raccoon is uncatchable. The dog doesn't know that. Let's see here. Still following all these stories on Stonebriar. In the past week, around my area, there have been 3 mass shootings. One at the Frisco Fair. What's the Frisco Fair? What is that? I don't even know what that is. One at the Frisco Fair, and today at the Allen Outlet Mall, and today at the Stonebriar Mall. Yeah, okay. It's a violent world. It's a violent world. All right. What is this? What are we looking at here? Got a bunch of videos. We got like... No, I don't want to show you that. Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I'm as caught up on... I think we're about as caught up on the Stonebriar Mall situation as we can be. There's... Well, I mean, I guess... Let's see. What, Frisco PD on the scanner? I hadn't even checked the scanner. I hadn't even seen what the Frisco PD were getting into. Plano, Allen... Nope, that's not it. Let me see. We got the Frisco PD. Is that Collin County, Frisco? It is, right? It's not Denton County. Collin. Hold on, folks. Popular. Yep, show me this. Collin County Police. Yeah, I don't see one for Frisco. I don't see Frisco. I guess Collin County will have to go with that. Let's see what's happening. Okay, yeah, now listening to Plano, Allen, Wiley, Murphy, Colony, Collin, Frisco. It's quiet at the moment. All right, let's see the... let's go through the latest. Anybody seeing anything out there? Chat room people, help me out here. Anybody seeing anything at all out there about the shooter? Have we heard anything? Did we miss that? Good Lord! Jeez, there's got to be warnings on these pictures. These pictures are awful. I'm looking at another picture of the shooter. I'm looking at a picture of the shooter. I'm looking at the shooter's face. I don't know what to make of this guy. I don't know what he doesn't fit in any box that I had. I don't know. Seriously, somebody in one of the threads was like, he looks like a cartel member from Narcos. And I'm like, he does. That's what he looks like. He looks like, I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. I mean, are we at that point now of this thing where we're all rooting for it to be a certain kind of person who did this? Man, that's sick. That's sick and twisted in its own way. I just want to know who did this. You know, I, for my own sort of personal edification on these difficult and complicated matters, I like to compartmentalize. I like to understand some of the context of what was happening here, and then I process it in my own way. But, I mean, you know, you see these people, oh, it's a lib. Oh, it's a MAGA. Oh, it's an Arab. Oh, it's an illegal. You know what I mean? We get all this stuff. I just want to know. I want to know who. What? So tell me who he is. What is he? What's his deal? Is there a manifesto? I like it when there's a manifesto. Not that I ever read them, but that always just tells me everything I need to know. He's got a manifesto. Something he wanted to do. He went out, tried to create mayhem. He created mayhem. But I don't know. This guy doesn't look like the manifesto type. I don't know. What does the manifesto type look like? The manifesto type, here's what the manifesto type looks like. It's usually a dude between like 18 and 23. He feels unheard because everyone between 18 and 23 is totally unheard. I mean, they're especially, you know, white 18 to 23-year-olds, they are like the least important. Nobody cares what they're up to. And so, you know, he spends a lot of time online and in chat rooms, and he's encouraged, you know, by other idiots with these idiotic ideas. And so he's a writer. And so that's, you know, you get a manifesto from somebody like that. You also get a manifesto from, you know, the 40-plus guy who's had it, who's just going to snap. He gives you a manifesto, too. This guy doesn't look like the manifesto type. I don't know. What does he look like to me? He looks like a dead guy laying on a sidewalk with a bunch of bullets. I'm telling you, I looked at him and I immediately, I'm like, that guy looks like, and then I read somebody's like, Narcos. This guy's like a cartel guy. I'm like, you know what? That's what he looks like. There, I said it. I'm gonna have a beer now while we go through this. A good non. What was it? Bud Light? You can't drink Bud Light. Can't drink Bud Light because that's trendy beer. I drink Miller Lite. I prefer Miller Lite. You know who else preferred Miller Lite? You know who loved Miller Lite? You think Bud Light's got a problem with the old Dylan, whatever her name is? Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm holding in my hands right here a fine product of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Miller Lite, the preferred beer of one of America's most prolific killers, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's right, Jeffrey Dahmer had a Miller Lite sign in his apartment. He did. Jeffrey Dahmer liked Miller Lite. Me and Dahmer pairs well with human kidney. Do you think Dahmer was that specific, or was he just like eating the meat? Like, was he just taking an arm and like carving the meat off and then cooking the meat? Or was he like getting all Lecter? You know what I mean? Was he going for specific organs and cooking them a certain way? I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I can't believe we just fell down that little thought hole. I don't want to go there. I want to stop thinking about Jeffrey Dahmer and his menus. I'm not interested in that. All right, let's see here. Let's get us all caught up on Allen, Texas. Let's see what the absolute latest is. We're going to go to top first, see what we know. We know 9 people have been dead. 9 people have been dead. That's good. Well said. I'm a moron. 9 people have been killed. Let's see here. Breaking Dallas TV station WFAA. During area footage. Okay, we see that. I'm looking for real news. I'm looking for somebody reporting on what we saw in the press conference. That's what I'm looking for. Nope, not going to get it here. Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he seemed like thinking of, like, he was making human steaks. He was making burgers. He was grinding and, he was grinding people into hamburgers. He liked a human hamburger. He's not doing like, with the Chianti and the fava bean. He's not doing that. He's not that sophisticated. But he liked his Miller Lite. Keith Self. I don't know who this guy is. Apparently he's the congressional rep for Allen. Keith Self, who represents Allen, Texas. There you have it. Said on CNN that critics who are calling for more than thoughts and prayers after Saturday's shooting don't believe in Almighty God, who's absolutely in control over our lives. Good Lord. That dude's insane. Yeah, that's what he said. That's the GOP rep for Allen. He's mad at people like me who are saying thoughts and prayers aren't enough, because he's saying that me saying thoughts and prayers ain't enough. That's saying that God ain't enough. And he says after Saturday's shooting, that we don't believe in the Almighty God, who is absolutely in control over our lives. Oh, well, those are some comforting words to, I don't know, maybe the father of that little 5-year-old girl with her head ripped in half that I saw. I'm sure that's, you tell him that. Congressman Self, never heard of this guy. Never heard of this guy. I bet you people in Congressman Self's district have never heard of him. But they know all about the junior rep from the Bronx, AOC, right? They know all about it. They don't know about this guy. This guy's an idiot. Went on CNN and he said that critics who are calling for more than thoughts and prayers after Saturday's shooting don't believe in Almighty God, who is absolutely in control over all our lives. Boy, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That guy's an asshole. Texas shooting video. Mass shooting in Texas. We want to watch this? Hold on, let me watch it first. Man, what am I doing? am I doing? I hate these things. Watch full video here. All right. It's like you're taking me some like Russian snuff farm. Ow! And of course, that site can't be reached. Yeah, I don't, you know what? Forget it. It seems sketchy. It seems sketchy and not at all. It was going to improve my life. What's this? Nope, don't need that. So, I don't know if you've seen, I have to assume that you've seen the videos that I've seen. Guy jumps out of the car, starts moving towards people. He's shooting. He apparently, though, from where his body was found, he covered a lot of ground, boy. He seems to have almost lapped the entirety of the outside the perimeter of the mall. Before he was shot and killed by another Allen police officer who was on the scene responding to something else, something totally unrelated, as is often the case in these kinds of things. First cop in the scene was, cop was doing something else. Put him down. At least 9 deaths today in Allen, Texas, is how it's being reported. What do we got here? WFAA is still showing live footage from the mall. They've got a static camera. The weather's starting to come in now, so it's getting kind of nasty. All right, I don't even know if we want to watch some of these videos. Hold on. Boop.
Dispatch 116. We're inside the mall. We're not hearing any announcement.
Okay, the Frisco police is what we're listening to now. They're inside Stonebriar.
is 116. I got several of your patrol guys that are coming to you to report to command to check back in service.
10-4, thanks.
$7149 traffic hazard Frontier at Hill Branch.
10-4.
So most of the scanner traffic that's being fed through here now seems to be from Frisco. We're listening to Frisco police come through Stonebriar Mall. All right, not a whole lot going on the scanner there.
10-4.
10-4.
Okay, DFW scanner. Yeah. All right, so Stonebriar Mall is being evacuated. Police are on the scene. Stonebriar Mall and Frisco evacuated. Shots fired. The second shooting at Stonebriar Mall.
1631.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, Barney, I'm sorry to interrupt your evening, your Saturday evening of binge watching 1923.
10-4.
Oh yeah, we'll get you back there soon. I am holding out hope that sometime soon here we'll get some information on who this shooter was at the Allen Outlet Mall, leaving 9 dead this afternoon. I mean, I've seen him. It's just so weird that I've seen him. I've seen the body. I've seen everything, but nobody is saying anything. And by the way, that press conference that we saw, that was a whole lot of mumbo jumbo. Where was the FBI? Where was the ATF? Where are these people who were supposedly on the scene? We heard from the fire chief who told us that 9 were dead. Okay. Thank you for that information. That's important. That's what we wanted to know. But we learned absolutely nothing about the gunman. Even though we've all seen the gunman laying there on the sidewalk. We know what he looks like. We know he was dressed in combat gear.
Good.
And we know that he had one of those guns, one of those evil guns, because that's what was laying right by his sign, you know, that...
We have on the second level, in front of the main entrance, to the first level in front of the main entrance. That's where all the media is going to be.
All right, so media is gathering. Media is now gathering at Frisco, so maybe we're going to get some kind of a...
Just one crew, just one media crew, and I don't think we're going to talk to them tonight.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. It's just one media crew, and he doesn't think he's going to talk to them tonight. So the Frisco police, it doesn't seem like there's anything really big happening at Stonebriar. If there was, they would have made it a point to be sure and do a press update. But yeah, this doesn't seem... Okay, so let's... All we are waiting on is information. Just need to know whatever we can about the Allen, Texas shooter. The shooter who killed 8 people at Premier Outlet Mall in Allen, Texas is pictured here, appearing to be dressed as a police officer who was shot and killed by an Allen Police Department officer at the mall on an unrelated call. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do we show the picture? Yes, I do suppose you could say that he looks like a police officer, but that's because police officers now look like active shooters. I mean, police officers wear the vest and the black head and the knee braces and the padding, and cops look like, you know, that's how they dress now. So, but that is interesting. Somebody is pointing out, he's got tactical vest. He's got, do I show the picture? I don't know. You know what? I'll show the picture because we'll talk about it. But look, if you are not comfortable with this, just, you can leave. You can leave. I love you. No hard feelings. But since we are, I don't want to do it. I don't want to show the picture. Anyway, you know what? You can find the picture. It's out there. I don't want to do it. He's got what looks like black pants. You know, can't really tell if they're tactical. I don't know what tactical pants would look like. They're not blue jeans. They're not dress pants. They're slacks, as maybe we call them. He's got slacks. Then he's wearing like a black t-shirt, but obviously it's covering something. He's obviously got some kind of a vest on, and then he's got all kinds of tactical stuff. So he is laying there. I'm looking at a picture of the gunman, and he is laying there on the sidewalk on his back. It's a full-on picture of him. I'm looking at his face. I'm looking at the blood in his head. So I'm describing to you what he's wearing. And he's got the full tactical thing, man. He's what's called, because I'm not like, you know, not a gun queer, but you know, he's got like the extra magazine, got all this stuff. It's all over.
Good.
And then it looks like he's wearing a windbreaker over that.
On the first floor to leave.
Looks kind of like a military guy. I mean, you know, he's got like a military style haircut. It looks like, honestly, I don't know if he's got hair on top and it's shaved on the sides, or if just the top of his head has been blown off and that's all blood that makes it look darker than the shaved sides. But he's definitely got the shaved sides. It looks like he could be wearing a flat top. Now that I'm looking at him, I think he's a white guy. I don't know. He might be a white guy. This might be a white guy. I can't tell. It's so difficult. Why does that mean anything? It doesn't mean anything. But it just, you know, it means something and it doesn't mean something. He definitely looks like, here's what I do know. This is not a guy who was just pissed at somebody else over a parking spot and a gun battle ensued. That's not what this is. This dude showed up to kill people. This is that box. This is the box where it's just a crazy person who is here to kill people. That I know. Because you don't go to the mall like this, and you don't end up like this, dressed like this, if you didn't do something in between dressing like that and going to the mall. I don't even know if that made sense. It made sense in my head, and that's all that matters. Jeff Ballard is looking at him. He says he's too dark. If anything, he's mixed. Spanish. I mean, that was my first thought. My first thought was like maybe Hispanic. But I don't know, man. Maybe you lose all that blood. Maybe your face whitens up. Because I'm looking at his face is really white. Really white. But he's dark complected. So Italian? Indian? You know? I don't know. I don't think he's Irish. You know? I'll put it to you that way. I don't think he's Irish or German. Why does it matter? Well, because we're trying to make sense of this. And if this is some, if it, like I was thinking like, oh, this is like a cartel guy. It's not that, by the way. I can tell by the way he's dressed. There's no cartel guy in the world that would show up to a mall dressed like this. This is a cosplayer. This is a guy who spends a lot of time online. This is a guy who I think had been radicalized. He likes his toys. He likes his freedom. And he wants to kill people. That's what I think this guy's about.
Address on the runway over on to 44.
Just because of the gear. I'm just jumping out of the gear.
10-4. Are you out of that location too?
10-4. I was 131.
10-4.
Oh, look at this. Frisco's trending. Here's what's trending. We got Frisco and Stonebriar trending. Let's jump on the Frisco. Let's see what's happening in Frisco. Well, we know what's happening in Frisco. It's Stonebriar. But maybe there's new information. Stonebriar Miles in Frisco. Yeah, okay. All right. There's nothing.
Jeff Denium, that's
People
going to be en
give
route
me
492 Fox Ridge Drive on a 26-year-old female with abdominal pain.
All right, there's nothing new in Frisco. I'm going to do a quick news search, and then we'll possibly wrap it up. I don't know. We may not know anything until the morning about who this guy is. And in the morning, we'll know who he is, and we'll get a whole story, and then it'll be a whole thing. And you can listen to the show on Monday at noon. I'll have all of it. All right, so so we've been saying 9 people. Numerous sites. Fox News in Dallas, Fox 4 is saying 8 dead. CNN is saying 8 dead. New York Times is saying 9 dead. NBC 5 Dallas is saying 9 dead. So, 8 or 9. I thought I counted 9. We were listening to the press conference. I thought I counted 9.
I need a unit or 2 to MCP ambulance entrance. A copy to actual.
So here's how the world is reporting it as of 10 p.m. on this Saturday night. 8 people were killed in the shooting at an outlet mall near Dallas, and 7 victims are being treated at trauma centers. The gunman, who authorities believe was acting alone, is also dead. Allen, Texas Fire Chief Jonathan Boyd said at least 9 people were sent to area hospitals. Of those that we transported, 2 have since died. 3 are in critical surgery and 4 are stable. A Dallas area medical group says it was treating victims as young as 5 years old. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I saw the little kids. Looks like there's a whole bunch of little kids. Looks like maybe it was just a family of little kids. Like, whole family just wiped out because this fucking guy. A Dallas area medical group says it was treating victims as young as 5 years old. Authorities in Allen responded to the afternoon shooting at Allen Premium Outlets, prompting shoppers and workers to hide. Authorities in Allen responded to the afternoon shooting, prompting shoppers and workers to run and hide, sheltering in place. There was a search for a second gunman. We heard that play out over the scanner. They found him at the Lazy Dog, although I don't know. It doesn't seem like they think he's involved. There was a search for a second gunman, according to a source, but police now say they believe that the shooter acted alone. Video from above the scene showed hundreds of shoppers exiting the area, many holding their hands up in the air. The aerial footage appeared to show at least 3 bodies covered by sheets outside the mall. That was interesting too. They marched the people out of the mall right past the bodies. I mean, I guess right if you have to, but if you could redo that, wouldn't you maybe not have these people have to walk past the carnage right there at the entrance? Have them go out the other. I mean, it's a mall. There's more than one entrance. That just seemed a little. I mean, I'm not saying it was done on purpose or anything. Maybe it was done on purpose. Maybe that was the most secure way to get these people out. But man, you got to believe you don't want them stepping over the bodies of little kids. Ugh. Allen Police Chief Brian Harvey described how the shooter was killed. One of our officers was on an unrelated call at the outlet mall, said Chief Harvey. He heard gunshots, went to the gunshots, engaged the suspect, and neutralized the suspect. Hero! It's a hero. Proudly am wearing my Illinois State Police shirt. He's a hero. Not all cops are heroes. This one is. This one is. You're not a hero just because you're a cop, but this one is. This one, there was a moment where this cop had to do something, and he did it. So for this cop, hero. Not all cops. Well, we don't have to have that covered, but you know what I'm saying? We take it case by case. Witnesses told CNN that they saw the gunman who was dressed in all black and was wearing tactical gear. He sure was. I don't need a witness to tell me that. I've seen the pictures. Police believe they have identified the vehicle of the deceased suspect, which was being examined by the bomb squad as a precaution. The mass shooting in Allen is the latest in a relentless series of gun violence across the nation that has brought terror to supermarket schools. Blah, blah, blah. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. It's a TV show. What's the new TV show? Where's it happening? My town? We don't care. I mean, we care, but we're numb to it. Okay? When something happens consistently enough as to no longer shock the system, it becomes normal. And it just becomes something that we accept. 500 years from now, people may look back at this time and they might go, could you believe that people couldn't even go to the mall without being 100% sure that they weren't going to be gunned down? I mean, it's funny because when I think about what must have been like in the Old West, sitting here in 2023, boy, what would have been like in Deadwood, 1875 or whatever, I don't even know. So would that be the time? Something like that. Boy, I'll tell you, you just walk into a bar in Deadwood and you look at a guy the wrong way and you end up dead. How do you live like that? Well, we live like that today. It's not all that different. So I guess it would be my hope that 500 years from now, they look back on this time and be like, whoa, how did they do that? And you know what? You know how we did it? We just did it. We woke up every morning. Don't even think about it. Thank the God of your choice that you didn't catch a stray on that day and then go to bed, wake up, do it all over again. But don't for a minute think that, we actually care about this stuff anymore. We don't. Some people do. Like, some people will really, pearl clutching and all that. We're helpless. We're numb to it. We're in shock. I think most of us are just... I guess my point is that we're not hurt. We're not broken up by it anymore. I can't. How many dead little kids am I going to have to look at? We just lived through Uvalde here in Texas. Seen one dead little kid, seen them all. Seen one dead little kid, and that's one dead little kid too many. But then when you see two dead little kids, you're like, well, dead little kids are a thing. And then before you know it, you've seen 50 dead little kids in your life. And you know what? Dead little kids are a perfectly normal part of your everyday. That's how these shootings are. What are you going to do? We need to have serious conversation about gun control. We haven't done that in 30 years. That's never going to happen. Sides are dug in. There is no way to fix this. There is no way it's ever going to stop. It is just a normal thing. So, this is what we're left with. Coming to your town next week at the Dallas County Mall, whatever, wherever it is that you live. Coming to Oak Brook Center in Oak Brook Park, Illinois. Mass shooting next Sunday. You know, they used to say about AIDS. Remember AIDS? I don't know if you came from. I'm Gen X, so I come from the 80s. They used to say about AIDS. They used to go, and nobody's going to give a shit about AIDS until everybody knows somebody who's got AIDS. I kind of got news for you. That happened at about 1998 when everybody somehow knew somebody who had some connection to AIDS. And we still didn't give a shit. Why? Because when shit just happens in a waterfall to us, we don't change it. We adapt. We accept it. We take it as the new norm. And we adapt to it. And that's how we are with these shootings. So all of this, oh, I'm so upset. Be frustrated, be mad, be all of those things. But stop with the, I'm so upset. This is a tragedy. It's long, it's a farce is what it is. It is long since past being a tragedy. Tragedies are things that are unavoidable. These shootings, these are avoidable. It's a farce. It's an absolute farce. But hey, didn't happen to me today. Did it happen to you? Didn't happen to you. Didn't happen to any of us. We're fine. We're fine. Let's see here. The mass shooting in Allen is the latest in a relentless series of gun violence across the nation that has brought terror to supermarkets, schools, hospitals, and other places typically considered safe. Fuck you. Nothing is considered safe anymore. Nothing is considered safe. Uvalde Middle School. That should have been the safest place on earth. It wasn't. Governor Greg Abbott called the attack an unspeakable tragedy. Fuck you, dude. Speak on it. Unspeakable tragedy. You're the governor. What are you going to say? But what's he going to say? Honestly, what's he going to say? He's in a pretty strange position considering some of his voting record and people who support him and all that kind of stuff. He's not going to say anything. So it's unspeakable. Abbott said in a statement that our hearts are with the people of Allen, Texas. That statement, you could just leave Allen out of it. You could just leave a blank space there. Our hearts are with the people of fill in the blank, Texas. The city of Allen tweeted, our hearts are with the individuals and families impacted by this tragic event. Shoppers and employees scrambled into storage areas and hid when they heard gunshots. Again, like I said earlier, good time to be a shoplifter. Could have taken advantage of a calm, cool-headed thief could have really taken advantage of the situation here. One witness said that he saw a man holding his neck and blood was dripping down. Janelle Pervez told CNN affiliate KTVT that he arrived at the mall after his daughter, who was inside, called to inform him about the shooting. Oh my God. Dad don't want to get that call. That is not a call that Dad wants. We saw the police outside the door and they told us that we had to go and that they are still looking for the person, Pervez said. There's no more safe places. I don't know what to do, said Pervez. Tony Wright, a resident whose home backs up to the Allen Premium Outlets, said his family thought they heard construction before they realized it was gunshots. A number of people said this. A number of witnesses said that they just thought it was construction. There must be an active construction scene going on. A number of people have said that they thought it was construction noise. Wright said he was driving away from his house at the time and didn't hear the gunshots himself, but his family called him moments later, freaking out and saying that they had heard gunshots. Initially, however, it wasn't clear if they were, in fact, gunshots. He says everyone thought it was hammering. He said of the noises of gunfire that sounded like construction work. But he said once they saw people fleeing the outlet mall, the family locked the doors and hunkered down. Geez, yeah, well... all right, so that's how CNN is covering it. Again, CNN saying 8. NBC News, let's see what NBC News is saying.
Mental patient threatening to hurt people. No weapons, only verbal right now.
Okay, all right, so NBC News, in the headline here, it said 9, but then when you actually click on the story, they dial it back to 8. So maybe, very good news. Maybe there's just 8. Maybe there's just 8 that have been deceased. Officials said they believe the gunman acted alone and that there is no ongoing threat to the community at this time. Person opened fire at the Allen outlet malls, killing 8, injuring 7 others. Hospitals say survivors being treated range in age from 5 to 61. The gunman's been killed. Yeah, it's all basically the same story. 5 to 61 years old. Jeez Louise. In a tweet Saturday, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives confirmed the active shooter situation at the mall. They confirmed this about 60 minutes after the incident took place. The Bureau sent agents to the mall and helped local police in the initial response of clearing stores in the sprawling outdoor mall. So that tells me very early on, okay, so you're getting the ATF involved. Now, very early on, you think it's a mall on a Saturday. It's a mall on a nice Saturday at the end of the school year. Everybody's out. Kids are feeling their oats. They're having some fun. Maybe this was just some teenagers there. They got into it. Some guns, Texas. Everybody's got a gun. Guns got fired, and now we got a thing. That's one scenario. As soon as they brought in the ATF, that was the tell. That's like, okay, this is different. This isn't just local gang violence. It's a big deal. We got bodies. We got and they do. Now we know. All these hours later, we know there is a body count. And I tell you, I thought, when we first signed on, when we first started covering this story, I don't know what time, 4:30, something like that. 4 o'clock. When we first, whatever it was, it's been a long day. When we first started covering this story, there was a part of me, I'll tell you, I was covering it because it was happening locally, and this is a mall that my son hangs out at, and I was, make sure that he was okay. And then I thought, well, okay, so we'll cover this. But as we were doing the early coverage of this story, it started to seem to me like it was what I had just described. It seemed like it was just some gang stuff, some high school kids.
Alert on that subject, stating that he will fight with police.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to fight with the police. Yeah, for.
Clear, no report.
And I was talking about this story in the early goings, thinking that, okay, there's this, that we're not getting any information. Remember, we're not getting any. I was like, this is weird. Usually there's some information. And then there was no press conference, and they put the press conference off forever. And then there was talk of the FBI. And that's when I started to go, just like the Uvalde case, that's when I started to go, okay, so this is either absolutely nothing, but then why is the FBI and ATF being called in? Or there's a big body count. And 8 is a big body count. And that was the worst possible scenario, and that's what we learned. 8 dead at the Allen Outlet Mall after some kook job jumped out of his stupid gray Dodge Charger. I think it was a Charger. I don't know, it looked like maybe a Duster. I don't know what Dodges are, but it was not one of the cool ones. One of the stupid ones. Sorry if you drive that car, but it looks stupid. Really looks stupid when you jump out of it and just start shooting kids.
Going to be en route to Settlers Ridge Nursing Home on a 73-year-old female that fell with low blood pressure.
73-year-old lady in a nursing home fell down. You better get to her. Better take care of her. She's in a Frisco nursing home. That means she's paying for that good Frisco coverage. You better respond. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Ah, boy.
16. All right.
What is the most? Let me get the most recent stuff, right? So give me all the news within the last hour. Here we go. 9 dead. NBC is saying 9 dead. ABC is saying 8 dead.
The yellow mobile home just to the right of it. And a profile unit.
All right, here's a little bit more on this congressman. Ugh. The congressman who represents Allen, Texas, says people who think prayers aren't cutting it as a solution to gun violence don't believe God, who's absolutely in control over all our lives. 9 people died in a mass shooting in his district today. That's what this dude said. GOP rep, of course GOP rep was Allen, Texas. GOP rep Keith Self. Dude looks like a testicle. Here, look at this guy. This is who said it.
Turn off lights, whatever they need to do. Check, make sure they have no employees. We've done a preliminary and for the secondary search complete, all clear, and then go back into hotel.
Yeah, nobody in Stonebriar Mall. That's there ain't nobody in Stonebriar. Somebody maybe there was maybe somebody fired a gun. I don't know. Maybe somebody just heard something and then freaked out. But it doesn't seem like there's any situation at Stonebriar. All right. This guy. Here we go. Look at this guy. This guy looks like a well-shaved nut. Never heard of him. Congressman from right here in Texas. Congressman from probably just a district over from mine. Never heard of this guy. I'm never going to forget him now. He said stupid stuff. That's how I remember you. You say stuff, I'll say United States. They all do at some point. But some of them on my radar like this testicle. Look at him. His head actually testicle. 8 people gunned down in his district today, and he thinks that he thinks now is the time to take shots at people like me who think that you can take your thoughts and prayers and cram them right up your ass. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. You want to know what my real, honest to God feeling on the whole thoughts and prayers thing is? Okay, nice. What else? That's my feeling on it. Somebody wants to offer you thoughts and prayers. Take them in the spirit in which they are intended. They are intended in the spirit of kindness and grace. Accept it in that way. Don't be, I was being a bit performative. Take your thoughts and prayers and stick them. No, obviously, somebody offering you thoughts and prayers is trying to do something nice. And you, as another civilized and nice person, should accept it in kind. However, you are fully free to follow that up with, and now what? Now what do you say? Here he is. There's Testicle Man. Boom. Look at him. All right. He said, let's get his quote exactly. What's his name? Keith Self. GOP Rep Keith Self. Prayer is powerful, he says, for families devastated by mass shootings. Yeah. Good. What about how? Well, okay. All right, Keith. Oh, you know what, Keith? That's fun. I bet that prayer and faith and all of things, but they're terrific for people going through grief, for the mourning process. I'm sure you're absolutely right.
Scratches on the side of the car. Looks like it was heat.
We just got some wicked lightning as I'm talking about, God and stuff.
Sure,
Just a little weird. But you got to do more, bro. You got to give me something more. And you certainly can't just turn this into an us versus them. But don't do that. Don't. If somebody says thoughts and prayers, roll your eyes, that's fine. Roll your eyes. But not in their company. Like if somebody would offer, like in real life, like face to face, if somebody was like, oh, thoughts and prayers, and you went, you'd be the dick. You would be the dick. A Republican congressman representing Allen, Texas, where a mass shooting with at least 9 victims occurred on Saturday, said people who don't believe in the power of prayer following a violent incident aren't believers of an almighty God. This after he was asked what his response would be to people who feel prayers are not the solution to mass shootings. That's his response. Okay, so isn't that a reasonable thing? Prayer is not the answer to mass shootings. That is not an unreasonable statement. I mean, he's going to push back. Well, you just don't believe in God. Oh, Jesus. All right, here we go. Prayer is not a reasonable response to, I'm starving, I have nothing to eat. Just pray on it. Pray. Let God nourish you. I mean, really? I mean, is this the kind of silly stuff that we're talking about? This is the most don't look over here bullshit. I hate this man. I've never heard of this man, and I hate his guts for saying this. Look at him. An absolute garbage individual. You know what he could say? He could say, well, you know what? I mean, I think it is obvious that we do have some issues here concerning The wrong individuals enjoy amendment freedoms, and maybe try and thoughtfully come together and work out a plan so that crazy individuals don't get to enjoy those amazing all-American rights guaranteed by the Second Amendment to the Constitution. Maybe something like that is what he could have said. Oh, you want to say that? No. You got to say, if you don't believe that prayer will fix this, then you don't believe in God. Hoochie boochie. That's what's wrong with this country. Half the people in this country are fucking crazy. Fucking nuts. That's nuts. That is not a serious way to respond to anything like this. And you know, it's almost like, all right, if he's a performative politician and he knows that this is what he's got to say because he knows that the people who vote for him are fucking morons and this is the kind of shit that they want to hear, all right, I can almost give him credit for that. But if he really believes that, well, that's a whole other thing. Now we got just a fucking madman. Barney says he could say that's a stupid question. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, he could say that. He could absolutely say that. He could push back. He could say something like, you know what, when people ask that question, it's a way of sort of demeaning and marginalizing my faith. My faith is what defines me in these kinds of moments, so I don't appreciate that kind of question. That's why I should be in Congress, because I can fucking answer shit like that. Not like this dumbass. Jesus is a big magic man in the sky, and if you pray hard enough, he'll bring your 5-year-old back. It's such a disingenuous answer. It's just such a disingenuous way for somebody with legislative power to address this situation. It's like, you know, it's like going to your congressman while your house is in flames and going, should I call the fire department? He's like, I don't talk about that. Everything happens for a reason. Why don't we just pray and hope that your house doesn't burn to the ground? I mean, what the fuck, man? This guy is a congressman. He's representing people saying dumb shit like that. Do you know how many people in Congress are just saying dumb shit like that? And again, I don't know if it's because they're just dumb.
Good.
Which is really, really alarming. I tend to believe that they're all just working it. Because most of these dudes are lawyers and shit. Most of these dudes know. Most of the people who run for, like, Congress in the Texas 5th or whatever, most of these people who run from that, they're not fucking idiots. They're people who have college degrees. They've got law degrees. They've been working this system for years. And they've looked around at the constituencies of where they live, and they think you're all fucking morons. So they give you what you fucking morons want. They give you shit like this. So I do think that it's performative. Because God help us if Louis Gohmert really thinks the way Louis Gohmert pretends to think. I mean, God help us. God help us if this guy from Allen, Texas, United States from Allen, Texas, God help us if guy thinks that his role in the community at this time is to just shout down people who say prayers aren't enough. That's silly. I mean, I think I showed you how easy it would have been to answer that question and dance around it. But he didn't do that. He decided to just be a fucking moron. Give us absolutely no help. No hope for a better tomorrow. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it. I don't believe that we are going to get any more information about the guy. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Sam Ekperjon, 5831, with a female driver, possibly intoxicated, last name northbound 78.
Whoa! You guys, we are getting the storms coming through.
Shots fired call at 5500 Frisco Square.
You guys hearing that? All right, it's going to be a fun couple of hours around here, boy. I think we're going to get some storms coming through. We got some wicked cool lightning going on. You hear that? That thunder just shook the guest house lounge high atop the 1%er compound. Beautiful Highland Park, Texas. Wow. I wonder if I turned the lights off and just opened all the drapes, if we would just get like the coolest lightning show. For another time. All right, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me on this Saturday night. We had hell of an afternoon, didn't we? We 2 different streams. We covered this terrible, terrible shooting up there in Allen, Texas, the Allen Outlet Malls. We still don't know a whole lot about what went on there. We do know that there are at least 8 people who have died. We've seen some terrible photographs. We've seen video of the assailant jumping out of the car and just shooting down a bunch of people on the sidewalk. We've seen him dead. He's dead. We know that we know that by all appearances anyway, this wasn't just a dust up over a parking spot. This guy showed up looking like he was going to kill some people. He was dressed from toes to top hat, wearing the Kevlar or what. I don't know the right words. You know what I'm saying? He looks scary. I'm sure, but tomorrow morning when we wake up, we'll have all kinds of information on this crackpot. What his motivation was. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking cartel. I don't know. Although, I don't know. No, not cartel. He's not cartel. He's a crazy person. Here is my prediction. Here's my prediction as we sign off tonight. Just about 10:30. 10:30 here on a Saturday. My prediction when we wake up tomorrow, we're going to find out that there's a manifesto. We're going to find out that this guy was on some lists. And yeah, I'm not gonna say what his motive. I don't know what his motivation is, but we're gonna find this is a guy who planned to do this, and that we're now gonna meet people in his life who are like, oh yeah, we told the Allen Police Department or whatever. We're gonna hear all that. We're gonna find out that he just bought the gun. He didn't just buy that gun. Now he's had that gun for a while. He seems like he's an enthusiast of the lifestyle of the whole cosplay thing. So I'm guessing that won't be a thing. He just bought the gun 5 hours before. Probably find out, we'll find out a little bit about him. Trying to figure out what is he. I can't even tell the age of the man. I mean, 30 or under. I don't know. Is the over under on this guy? I'll put it at 30, and I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna go 30. I don't know. The guy looked. I didn't see any gray hairs, so I'm not saying 40. So then again, his hair was all covered in brain matter and blood, so maybe there were some gray hairs. All right, well, that's going to do it. Yeah, Jeff says, unless it was an entire family that was shot, then I would say cartel. But cartel don't stick around, and they keep shooting. Also, cartel, it's not one guy. Like if this was a cartel hit, it would have been a number of guys triangulating their fire. Come on, I watch TV. I know how the cartel works. This isn't just one guy that jumps out of a shitty gray Dodge Charger, starts shooting at people. That's what we saw. This is just one guy. This is a lone guy. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know. We'll find out, though. All right, everybody. You have a wonderful evening. It is 10:30, so we're going to sign off here. And appreciate you. And, yeah, I guess that's all. No. What's up, dog? Hi, dog. I know the storm's coming. You getting a little freaked out? You don't like it, do you? Say hi. Say hi. Okay. All right. It's that breathing. Jesus, I hate the panting. All right, everybody. See you. Monday through Friday, we do the show High Noon. Every Monday through Friday, the High Noon Report with myself. It's headlines, hot topics, current events, anything that's happening in the world. I give you a nice little rundown every Monday through Friday at noon, right here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform, radiomisfits.com. You can find all of our older shows. You can simply go to pugscast.com. That's pugscast.com. That takes you to a link of all of our YouTube shows. Very easy, very fun. Join me on Monday, unless something big happens tomorrow. Hey, it's a Sunday in America in May. I don't know. People are outside. There's more thunder. Who knows? All right, everybody. Thanks. Appreciate you. We'll see you.